my YouTube channel Decode ITES. Decode ITES provides you single learning platform for multiple IT technologies. My name is Rohit Garg and I am having 13 years of experience as database administrator, database developer and trainer. You can also follow us on my personal blog MS SQL Fun. Today's topic is logins under SQL Server principles. So this is the agenda. What we all going to cover in today's lesson. We will be discussing what is SQL Server principles, what is logins, types of logins, how does login authentication works, how to create, alter, delete logins, script to check login is Windows or SQL based, script to list permission of all logins. Today we will be discussing about logins, first component of SQL Server level principles. SQL Server level principles. SQL Server level principles are the only way to connect to SQL Server to access data. They are the entry guard to ensure only authorized person enters and perform legitimated functions. SQL Server level principles has two components, logins and server roles. Logins. Login is part of server scope security principle used to connect and access the SQL server. In other terms, credentials like user ID, password, tokens or certification based access to your data is known as login. SQL Server support three types of logins. Out of two, SQL and Windows login is mostly used in environment and available from legacy versions of SQL Server. SQL Server authentication, Windows authentication. Windows authentication can be of two types, individual Windows user and Windows group. Azure Active Directory authentication also comes up with two types, individual AD user and AD group. Azure Active Directory authentication is only valid for environment where your DB servers are hosted on Azure. Windows logins. Windows logins are the first type of SQL Server login and the most preferred one. In Windows login, user ID and password stored in Active Directory and Active Directory authenticates users before they connect to SQL Server. Microsoft preferred to use Windows authentication to ensure updated password policies are applied with a series of encryption while logging. This is to ensure user credentials and data are not compromised. Windows logins are managed by domain admins and DBA cannot change the password or modify the user. Windows logins are also called anti-logins. Windows logins can be assigned to SQL Server as individual login or Windows group login. Individual login are normal user credential got direct access to SQL Server by adding it in SQL Server logins. Windows group is a collection of Windows user. Windows group will be added in SQL Server login and on basis of that users part of the group will get the indirect access to SQL Server. There may be possibility that a particular user is not a part of group directly but added in further subgroups. That means all users of Windows group and all subgroup in the hierarchy will get SQL Server access in one go. This is very useful when access needs to be given to a large group. SQL logins. SQL logins use server authentication. SQL logins created a SQL Server and stores username and password in master database of SQL instance. There is no role of domain controller and Active Directory in authentication. It can be used in situation where Active Directory is not available or domains are non-trusted. But whenever possible, please use Windows authentication as it's more reliable and secure. You can create multiple users under SQL authentication to provide different users different access as per their requirements. You can configure your SQL instance to support both SQL Server authentication and Windows authentication at same time. This is called mixed mode authentication. How to create, alter or delete logins. For this, let me take you to my SQL Server instance and see how we can manage SQL Server logins. In this demo, we will see how we can create, alter, or delete SQL Server logins. To manage SQL Server logins, you need to connect your SQL instance, go to Securities, go to Logins. Under Logins, you can see the currently available logins at your SQL instance. To create a new login, right-click on Login. You will find the option of New Login. Click on it. A window to create a login will appear. This is the window by which you can create your Windows as well as SQL login. In first run, we will go with Windows login. So to create a Windows login, first select the Windows authentication, which is by default selected. Click on search button, enter your Windows login name and click check name. Check name will verify whether this particular login exists at Windows level or not. Once validation is completed, click OK. You can see enforce password policy, enforce password expiration, and user must change password at next login is disabled and grayed out because these options will be managed by Active Directory for Windows login. Next important option is default database. By default, master is the default database for all logins. You can change it as per your requirement. Changing this means whenever that particular user or login try to connect with SQL Server, connection will be established to that particular database. Next tab is server roles. SQL Server comes up with 9 default server roles. Public is the default one for all logins. You can select or provide any other server role permission to this login. We will not give anything here. User mapping. User mapping will list out all the database currently available at your SQL instance. You can select and create database user for that particular login. You can select any particular database to create a database user for this particular login. From here, you can assign database role to this particular database user. I will give DDL admin rights here. Securables is the option that provides you to give additional privilege or additional access to this particular login, which is not a part of server roles like a control server property, view server state property. Status means you create the login, but you want them to deny to connect for particular reason or for temporary purpose, or you want to disable this login. So you can perform these functions or activities from here. Once you click OK, you will find that your particular user is successfully created here. So we have created Windows login. Now we will create a SQL Server login. In this window, first we change the SQL Server authentication mode because SQL login will be a part of SQL Server authentication. Enter the name SQL auth user. Enter login name SQL. Enter password. Ensure password must be strong enough. Now you can see the options of enforce password policy, password expiration, and user must change password and next login is available because SQL logins is completely managed by SQL Server. ID password will be saved in master database and SQL Server will manage all the security policies for this login. I will keep it as it is. Rest of the options are same like Windows login. Default database, you can change it. You can change or assign a server roles from here. You can assign any database roles or database properties from here. So we will add this login in DW database as database user with data writer permissions, securables, and status. So we have discussed all these options in Windows login creation. Once you click OK, your SQL user will be created. We have created our SQL Server and Windows login at SQL instance. Now we will see how we can alter them. So to alter any login, just click on your login, right click and go to properties. It will show the login properties window. It has multiple tabs similar to login creation window. From here you can change the default database. You can change the server roles. You can change the server mappings, securables, and status. You can do multiple things and multiple modifications here. So let's go to So let's go to SQL login properties and see what options we have to alter it. Right click on SQL login, go to properties, and similar window will open. We have some additional options like password. We can change this SQL login password from here, and we can change password policy enforcement from here after login creation as well. Rest of the options to alter the login will be same as Windows login. We are left with dropping or deleting SQL Server login. To delete any SQL login, you just need to right click on login and you will find the option of deleting it. Once you click delete, a window will appear and you need to click OK. When you click OK, it will give you a pop-up message. Deleting server login does not delete the database users associated with login. To complete the process, delete the users in database. It may be necessary to transfer the ownership of schema to new users. What this message means that this process will delete the logins from server only. It will not touch your database users associated with this login, and any objects like tables, schema, or store procedure created under ownership of database user of this login will be intact. To complete the cleanup process of server login and database user, you may need to transfer the ownership of those database objects to other active users, and then you can drop the database user. Well, friends, we have completed a small demo how to manage SQL Server logins. How does login authentication work in SQL Server? SQL Server support two types of logins, Windows and SQL Server logins. It seems very easy whenever any user tries to connect SQL Server, but there is a long list of processes runs in background to support that authentication and to ensure only valid user is connecting to SQL Server and accessing your data. So let's start with SQL login and see how it authenticates with SQL Server. SQL login authentication is quite simple and easy to understand in comparison with Windows login. SQL login provide user ID and password to SQL Server. User ID and password is saved in master database system view of that particular SQL instance. SQL Server compare the user ID and corresponding password. If user ID exists and enabled and the password is correct, access is granted. That means your login will make a successful connection with SQL Server. In case of any issues with user ID and password, login will be failed. Let's move to second type of login, Windows login. Windows login used Windows authentication. Windows authentication is more secure than database authentication or SQL authentication because it works on encryption and certificate-based security procedures. Windows login pass token in place of user ID and password to SQL Server. This token is provided by Windows Active Directory or domain controller or local computer. This token is authentication validity pass with SID detail of logins. In case login is not a part of direct SQL Server login, all associated Windows group and subgroup SID will be added to token for validation. Once Windows login comes for authentication to SQL Server calls Windows Security Support Provider Interface SSPI procedure to validate and authenticate that particular user. This process verifies whether a token is valid or not. If token is valid, it will move to next step and compare the SID from token to SID saved in sys.server_principal system view in SQL Server. Based on the result of SID comparison, access of SQL Server is granted. In case of any issues with token or SID, login will be failed and connection will be denied. The same explanation is given here for your future reference. You can refer it. How to check logins are SQL Server or Windows at SQL Server. You can use this particular query to check if particular login is a SQL type or Windows login type. We will go to the SQL Server instance and try this query. How to check logins are SQL or Windows at SQL Server. So this script will help you to identify whether particular login is SQL type or Windows type. When you run this script, it will list down all the logins along with login type. You can see SA is SQL login and record ITES administrator account is Windows login. This script will also display the current status of logins, whether it's disabled or enabled at the instance. Script to list permission of all logins. So we can use the below script to list permission of all logins listed at SQL Server instance. We will be moving to SQL Server instance and test this script. Script to list permission of all logins. You can use this script to fetch the permission of all logins available at your SQL instance. So you can see SA is sysadmin, your decode administrator is sysadmin. So in this way, you can see what all permissions or server roles are assigned to login. We had completed our today's topic, logins under SQL Server principles.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, and comment our videos. Also, subscribe to our channel.